guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah and let's get into the drama. So it's a lot going on in these Bravo streets and I want to talk about it. So let's get into it. Alright y'all, so let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Club. So Season 3 is supposed to premiere. On that cast, it's supposed to be Giselle, Candace from Real Housewives of Potomac, Heather and Whitney from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Leah from Real Housewives of New York, and then Portia from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then you have Marisol and Alexia from Real Housewives of Miami. And that is for season 3, and they're going to Thailand. Well, we got information for season 4, and this was released by both Bravo and Peacock's official page, and they basically confirmed to us what the cast will be. So for Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip season 4, you'll have Vicky Gunvalson and Gresham Rossi from Real Housewives of OC. Then you'll have Brandy Glanville, Camille Grammer from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Phaedra Parks, Eva Marcel from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then Alexia McCord from Real Housewives of New York, and Caroline Manzo from Real Housewives of New Jersey. So I'm wondering if they're like switching off, where it's like the first season Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip was everyone who's still actively doing a participant role on their show. Then season 2 is Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, the Ex-Wives Club, and then now we're having season 3 where all these women are still on the show except Portia and Leah, because Leah's show, like New York, got canceled. But then you have this one where most of, if not all, these women are not on their show anymore. I would say Vicky shouldn't be on here if it's going to be Ex-Wives Club, only because we've seen photos of Vicky actively participating and filming in this season of Real Housewives of OC. So I don't know, because the first Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip I think was the best because it was fresh and it was new and we saw the ladies in a different light, whereas this season 2 we saw some ladies in a different light, others made themselves look bad, and in the beginning of the season it was really entertaining, but then the further we got along in the season, it just flatlined. So I'm hoping this doesn't do that, as well as season 3. So let's move on to our next topic. All right, y'all. It looks like another one bites the dust. So it seems like Diana Jenkins will not be returning for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills upcoming season. So a few days ago, Diana took to her Instagram and she left this message. She says, "Hi everybody, as many of you know, Asher and I are expecting our second child later this year. You also know that due to many factors, the pregnancy is considered high risk and I am on doctor's advised bed rest. To that end, I am not able to devote myself fully to filming the next season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I would like to thank Bravo and Evolution for allowing me to focus on my pregnancy and for their support and understanding. I promise to continue sharing my fertility journey with you." So that's what Diana had to say. So it looks like Lisa Rinna and Diana are out. And before I get into, what I got to say, we do hope that Diana has a healthy pregnancy and, all of that, her and the baby are fine. Just want to put that out there. Now what I got to say, I am so happy that lip-licking, lint liquor lady is gone. When I tell you I did not like Diana, I really didn't. If you go back and you watch my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reviews for last season, she got on my nerves. In the beginning, I think I was like, oh, she might be cool or whatever, but as the season continued, she just oozed like, ugh. She was just annoying and very mean-spirited, and it was weird to me that she didn't see that she was mean-spirited. That's the part that was wild to me. And I feel like Diana did the same thing that Lisa Rinna did last season, where they overplayed their hands, not understanding that when the show came on, we were at a point where people were just tired. Like, technically, we came out of a pandemic. We technically still in a pandemic because people still getting sick. But a lot of dark stuff had happened during that time, and then you pop on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and it's like the antics offline made it worse. Like, if everything was self-contained on the show, it would have been better, but the antics offline made things worse for like the viewership and for the women on the show. And I think Diana came on the show thinking she was going to be that girl, because on paper, Diana makes sense, but she didn't realize that the fandom, Housewives fandom, is a beast of its own. Okay, like, people don't play. And when I say Diana looks good on paper, I'm saying, if you look at it this way, Diana has money, actual money. We can actually look and see that she has the wealth. She has connections, which we have seen, as well as her life is like eccentric in a way, but it's different. It's different. I don't want to say eccentric, but I say it's different in the sense of, like, she's an immigrant. She comes from Bosnia. She tells us about how she had to flee from a war-torn country. She tells us about her childhood. Then you have her getting married to a man. They divorce. She gets a massive amount of money. Then she has these children who are almost adults. They're like 18 or 19, almost there. And then she's out here having a baby, and now she's trying to have another one, and she's either married or with this really young guy, Asher. And because the age gap is pretty big. So it's like, on paper, she makes sense. On paper, she makes a lot of sense of why she would want to be why they would want her to be a part of the show, because it's like, okay, that's different. But then when you see her, it's like she doesn't deliver. And I think that's where Diana, I got in her way, is Diana clicked up too quickly with Lisa, Rinna, and Erica, not understanding that Lisa and Rinna and Erica have built their fan bases since like season 5 or season 6, I guess. I can't remember when Erica got on there. And you're coming in during season 12 already being at odds with Garcelle and Sutton, and being pretty nasty towards them, or having a hyper fixation on Sutton and Garcelle to where it transfers offline. And I think that's where Diana couldn't find her footing, because she would be arguing for her life on Instagram and on these fan pages, and the people would steady just be eating her up. And she had a select few, but I think Diana thought she was gonna get on this show and become one of the fan favorites, and because every time she got into it with people, or she found an issue with what Garcelle or Sutton said, it was always like, I guess you can say those things when you're the fan favorite. Everyone explain it to me. I don't understand what kind of power these fan favorites have. And it's like, sis, you want to be one and you're mad that you're not one. And it shows. And it's kind of like, I'm happy she's not coming back. Low-key, I don't even think she was coming back. I think Bravo is allowing her to say this, but I really do think they fired her, because it's always a red flag that you're gonna get the pink slip when you don't show up to the reunion. And her whole saying like, oh, I was sick with, corona. I was like, were you, lady? Or were you not prepared to sit down and really have these talks with these women at the reunion? Because you look pretty okay when they Zoom called you in. But like I said, I'm happy she gone. I like, now that leaves 2 slots that they can fill for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm just wondering who they're gonna put in it and who else is gonna be let go. So let's move on to our next topic. All right, y'all, so the last thing we're going to talk about is Miss Phaedra Parks allegedly being a part of Married to Medicine's new season, possibly the cast. So it says, and I'm getting this information from the Jasmine brand, and I'll link the article below, and it says, ex-RHOA star Phaedra Parks joining Married to Medicine cast as she is currently dating a doctor. It says the former Real Housewives of Atlanta star isn't done with reality TV just yet, as sources claim she plans to introduce her relationship with a doctor. All about the tea reports. It says Bravo reality series producer allegedly invited RHOA alum to return, but she demanded an exorbitant amount of money that they weren't willing to give her. Instead, they asked her to join Married to Medicine, which has a budget that is comparable to what Phaedra Parks requested. The transition was teased during the panel at BravoCon 2020, which also featured Married to Medicine stars Dr. Jackie Walters, Dr. Simone Whitmore, Anila Sajan, and RHOA's Drew Sidora. In response to a question about her love life, Phaedra said, "I'm actually dating a doctor. I don't want to tell you about him, but I've actually dated him for a year." Sources claim Phaedra will appear in the 10th season of Married to Medicine, which is premiering in 2023 since filming season 9 wrapped in December 2022. So that's that, y'all. So here's my thoughts. I don't like it. I don't like it. And the reason why I don't like it is because one thing I like about Married to Medicine is that the relationships seem very organic. Like, they seem like these are people who have actually been friends, who have had ups and downs in their relationships, and we get real authentic and real moments from them. The thing about Phaedra is very guarded, and the things that we know about Phaedra have come out probably unwillingly to her. Like, you know, where people were Apollo or Candy or other people who just didn't see it for Phaedra, just wanted to like flat out expose her for the lies and the treachery and the charlatan ways she has. So I'm surprised that like they want to add her to Married to Medicine. The thing is, Bravo loves Phaedra. Even though she had that situation with Candy and Todd, and you know, Portia was a part of it too, there's still something about Phaedra that the Bravo execs and the network just love about her, and they want her on TV again. So I get it, but I feel like keep her on Ultimate Girls Trip. If Phaedra isn't going to play ball, or if she's not really going to participate and actually be open and honest, then she doesn't need to be on this show. We already have Dr. Heavenly, who like is very guarded as well, that like doesn't really show that much or showcase that much about her life, but we're starting to see a little bit of it. I don't need another person up here. So I'm hoping she's just like a friend of, like, you know, like how she was on Real Housewives of Dubai, where she was only there for like maybe like 2 episodes and then she peaced out. I'm hoping that. I hope she pops up for like maybe 3 episodes and then she goes bye-bye. But I do not want Phaedra to be a main cast member. I don't want it. I don't want it. I like how Married to Medicine is. And now we're about to get a flood of Real Housewives fans who don't know the dynamics of Married to Medicine, that are going to be on the internet showing their behinds, not understanding the context and the history that we have. Same way with Real Housewives of Potomac. All you bandwagon people that hopped on during season 5 and you watched the previous season with rose-colored glasses on because you already had a disdain for certain people, I don't want you here the same way I don't want them on Married to Medicine. But yeah, it's not up to me. I'ma still watch and probably review, but I don't want her on there. I don't. But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic and hop down in them comments below. Deuces.